Well, tell me about the pricing, because nobody knows how pricing works for title. What people say, why is it so much? Well, what is it?
Well, it's from about $1,500 to $3,000 as the average on closing.
Mm-hmm. Why? I mean, just who sets that?
The fees are standard. They're standardized fees. You know, we have recording fees, settlement fees. All the fees are regulated by the Department of Banking and Insurance.
Right. So there's no competition there's no price war on title. It's all the same.
No, it's basically all the same. Yeah. We have some title companies that don't give the fees in a quote up front. We do. So you're never going to be surprised. Like, oh my God, I'm paying more than I was told.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know in New York, it's funny because the biggest cost at a title at a closing is a title report or title search and all the numbers associated, and people are not prepared. So they know their legal fee, they have an idea what their escrows and their bank fees are, but they don't know about that one big charge.
Well, we give the CD, which is the closing disclosure with all the fees. We produce that for the client.
Right. So they should have an idea. Why is title a one-time fee?
Because it's only done once, right before the sale or the purchase. It's not something that you do all the time.
Interesting. Yeah, I think that's great. And obviously, who's best for you to know? The lenders and the lawyers and agents?
And the realtors too. I think all three are an important part of my business development.
That's exciting. It really is. I mean, that's the part of that people complain about realtors, commissions, and banks and all that, but no one ever really gets that deep into the title work, although it's necessary.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Do you work with any organizations, any kind of the ones we may know of, any charities, organizations like that?
No, once in a while we have a networking event or a party, and we'll donate to our organization. We've done it in the past, and we're not opposed to doing something like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Are refis dead?
Right now, they're streaming in slowly.
Oh, they still are?
I wouldn't say dead. No, I gotten quite a few refis in the last few weeks, but they're coming in slowly.
Well, where were these people during the rates when were they sleeping when the rates were free?
They missed the boat.
They missed not just the boat, they missed the whole fleet. They missed the Titanic. How did they miss this? Where were they?
I don't know. I'm always so pleasantly surprised when I get a refi with the rates right now.
So
I'm hoping another boom.
What's your forecast? Where is this market going? Are you seeing lower applications? What do you think? Where are we going?
I think it's gonna still go. You know, people are always gonna buy homes. I don't see it like, ending the purchase of homes. People in 2008, the interest rates were really high, and people just kept buying.
Well, that's a great point. People think that there's some financial wizardry here, but you got to live somewhere.
Exactly.
And that's the point that really made me crazy, where, it became a discussion of over asking and highest and best and multiple offers. But ultimately, and it's a tough job as a listing agent to pick who's going to live in your house. That's why I hate to meet people, because then you're thinking about them as people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's stabilizing now. I don't think people are going 100,000 above asking price at the moment.
No, I agree. And there's many more houses on the market now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to stabilize with the rates and the prices.
Yeah, well, we're going to stabilize even other factors that you didn't consider. If you have a contract, you can close every day for school. If you closed after July 4th, you're not going to that school. Now what?
Right.
So really, we have a window right now. The people I'm speaking to, it has to happen now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So, do you really that the people that you like to hear this message and learn more about you? Do you see those people being open to amplifying or maximizing their local exposure? Do Do you
Oh
think
yeah,
that's
I could think of a person right now I just spoke to right before I jumped on this call who was asking me for marketing ideas. So I'm really excited to have lunch with him and present this to him and
Mhm,
other agents that I'm meeting this week and
mhm.
next week.
Yeah, I agree. I just had a lunch the other day, but I want you to know that it's as easy as pressing invite. This is your group, so it's as easy as pressing invite, and that invitation will get to him or her much before you get there for lunch. So
Okay, so let's do it after the call.
yeah, it's a way to invite. I don't know if maybe I didn't explain that. This is a Facebook group, and it's really easy to introduce anyone to or invite someone to a Facebook group. Just invite
Great.
them.
I'm
Uh,
excited.
yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I mean, but it's really the chance, I think, giving professionals the chance to offer something to others instead of ask, ask, ask. Everyone's asking, and I know that you have to get in a business place where you should show the potential referral partner you're serious and ask. But it's nice to me to be ahead and not keep score. It's nice
Absolutely.
to do for others before you expect anything in return.
Yeah, and I'm always eager to do that. I'm always eager to bring value to people that I work with.
Right?
That's what makes my job fulfilling, helping others.
Helping others. And this is listen, this is I have buddies who are real good businessmen or lawyers. They have no idea what goes on in real estate, what you do with the lenders. They have no idea. They think it's like pick up the call a realtor, and they magically. I'm amazed at these people that just don't know. There's so many small parts to this.
Mm-hmm.
Have you found that?
Yeah, I have. Yeah. It's strangely enough, a lot of realtors, attorneys, mortgage bankers, even accountants, they don't know what a 1031 exchange is.
Yeah, let's talk about that. That's big.
Yeah.
My
Well,
first question is, and I don't even know the answer. Can a 1031 be done on a primary home?
no,
Okay, so tell
no.
me more,
It has
please.
to be an investment property. You have to be collecting rent for about a year. You have to identify the properties within 45 days. When you sell the property, the money cannot touch your bank account. It has to go to an escrow agent, which is us. We're the qualified intermediary. And then you have 180 days, exactly 6 months, to buy the replacement property.
So that means you basically you let me say that again. So you're in the sale before you sell. You have to what? Select
You,
you to hold
you
the
have
money.
you have to write it in the language of the contract that you may be doing a 1031 exchange, and you have 45 days to identify up to 3 properties.
Only 45. So if I'm in a contract with my warehouse with my friend, that means from the date of the contract, you have 45 days to identify possible places.
Yes, correct. But that deadline is not a hard deadline. So that's the average 45 days. But that 180-day deadline, that is a set. You cannot go past it. If you do, you're not going to have your 1031 exchange.
And what day is that? What starts the clock? The sale date of the property?
Yes.
So that means the house is sold. I'm sorry, the investment property is sold. It could be
Yes.
commercial, right?
Commercial as well. Yes.
So that means you never get the money.
You never get
Yes,
the money. It gets put into a private escrow account.
that means start looking, or I keep to close within.
Yeah. And it wouldn't hurt to start looking before you even sell the property, to have those properties identified before the fact, before that clock starts ticking. It's really useful to do that.
Okay, let me think. So that means now what could happen if you do everything right and the next purchase of the invest drags their feet? That's just your problem?
I guess, yeah.
Because I've heard of that where someone had an environmental issue. Now what? They can't close on it.
That's why you need to have up to 3. You have to have
Yeah,
a backup.
but you would only go into contract with one. So you're identifying, but you got to close on one of them within 6 months, right?
Right. And that's a long time, 6 months, because most closings only take about a month.
Yeah, but once something's a problem with like environmental control board, or once there's an oil tank or something of it, there are a lot of ways you could lose control, like environmental, right? Or
Yeah, that's true.
or even title issues. What if they have an ancient mortgage and they got to do with some kind of a claim to, maybe 1935 there was a mortgage that wasn't satisfied, which it's satisfied.
You would find that out in the beginning of the transaction. You wouldn't know that 6 months later. You would know when the title work is produced.
Yeah, which is definitely more than 6 months, but it could easily be 2 months.
Yeah, could be 2 months. And you still have another 3 months to rectify the situation.
So that's really bad. So let's say someone hires a 1031 exchange company like your own, and someone is thwarted. They did everything right, but you can't control sellers. The seller goes on vacation, and then it's not like a computer which things just work. There's too many things. Like the seller could be a die. Imagine the seller dies.
Yeah, unfortunately, that 180-day deadline is set in stone. It's
in stone. So a seller going into, nothing. That's really That's it. That's not an easy game. What if you find the wrong seller?
I don't know what to tell you. That's the rules.
IRS has. I got you. Does your company, other than act as the escrowee or the settlement agent, do they represent anyone, or you need your own lawyer to work?
You need your own lawyer, but often they don't use an attorney.
Who doesn't?
When you're doing a 1031 exchange, I've seen a lot of cases where they don't use an attorney.
Huh? Really? But not here, not in the New York Metro, New Jersey, something like that would not happen.
Oh, I don't know about New York. I'm just
no. So let me ask you. Okay, here's a question. 1031 is everywhere. It's not just New York. It's USA.
Correct. Yeah, it's nationwide.
It's the capital gains exemption. I see. So if you sell a house, your own home, that's primary. You're married. The first 500 is exempt, but there's nothing you can do about the second money.
No, it has to be an investment property. It cannot be your primary residence.
Oh. So here's a question. Then what's the limit? The way as I just said, in their primary residence, you're exempt for the first 500. Could you exempt yourself from 100%
of the capital gain
with a 1031?
Yes, exempt 100%. And from you're deferring the taxes. So eventually, you're going to pay the taxes unless you roll it into your estate and you will your property to your heirs. That's the only way that you can get out of this. So the term is swap till you drop. Swap till you drop.
What does that mean?
You keep deferring.
What does swap till you drop mean?
Yeah, swap till you drop.
Swap, SW.
I'm in an interview right now.
I see. That should be a great domain, swaptillyoudrop.com.
Yeah, that is a great domain. Our website is elite1031.com.
Okay, or at least a good hashtag.
Yeah, I like that.
Interesting. So that means a great referral base for you would be commercial brokers.
Commercial brokers, accountants for 1031. Yeah.
But in the industry, inside the real estate industry, the best person is a commercial broker for you.
Correct. And another fun fact is we are just one out of only 56 1031 exchange companies in the whole nation.
So that means you're well known.
That's right. Locally famous.
Local famous, beautiful. I love it. So, that alone is great information. We should do a separate section just on 1031s because that is saving people taxes. And what about the way in the primary residence, it's 2 of the last 5 years. Is there anything regarding the 1031? Is there any time frames?
For primary residence, we can't.
No, you told me that. I'm saying like a primary residence, you have to live there 2 of the last 5 years.
A year to 2 years in rent, and getting rent. A year to 2 years.
So you have to live there. You have to collecting rent.
Yeah, you have to have proof.
Right, like the rent rolls.
Correct.
Wow. Okay. Well, I think that's great stuff. You gave a lot of quality information, and I think that because this information is so valid, you know, the real point of PlugIntro is we just made a really nice light, and we can't hide that light under a bushel basket. So we have to share that with the people that you choose to either thank or meet, and should know about that. And then, you know, during other interviews, you can give shout outs to companies you work with, and we can offer them another spot on right here to interview them, whether it's a banker or a realtor. And that's going to be, that's fun. Now you're a host, and, you know, congratulations. You can offer this opportunity to agents to become local famous and to make more and better referral partners.
Thank you, Scott. I'm so thrilled.
Okay.
You have a great
What's the best way to reach you?
201.
What's the best way to reach you?
Phone 201-286-7228. That's 201-286-7228. That's my cell phone number. Or you can email me at sduran, DURAN, at elitetitlegroup.llc.com.